The heavenly messengers have guided me to you at this exact moment because an urgent revelation must reach your wounded heart. I feel deeply that you're walking through a time of intense emotional pain, where promises of eternal love were shattered by dark forces working behind the scenes. He promised nothing could ever tear you apart, but family jealousy orchestrated what you could never have imagined in your darkest nightmares. The bonds that seemed unbreakable were tested beyond any human measure, and now you find yourself in a whirlwind of confusion and despair, wondering if that passionate love was real or just a cruel mirage that blinded you. The divine guardians revealed to me with striking clarity how this love story began. A pure, authentic feeling woven with sincere promises and dreams shared under the stars. You had created together a secret universe where nothing from outside could penetrate that bubble of happiness surrounding you. The cosmos seemed to conspire in your favor, and every synchronicity confirmed that this union was blessed by higher forces to flourish for eternity. However, while you celebrated this magical connection, poisoned eyes were watching you from the shadows. Hearts eaten away by bitterness were secretly plotting, and toxic words began to be planted like seeds of destruction within the family circle. The angelic energy reveals that his family always held considerable power over his life choices, even as he tried to deny this emotional domination. Seemingly innocent remarks were gradually distilled, small barbs disguised as caring concerns that questioned your qualities, your deep motivations, your personal story. These words were like constant erosion that eventually cracks even the strongest rock. These insinuations began installing doubt in his mind. You noticed the subtle transformations in his attitude, that new hesitation in his gaze when he spoke about your future plans. But you chose to believe these were passing storms, temporary obstacles that your love would overcome without difficulty. What you didn't know was that behind appearances, family meetings were regularly held where your name was spoken with contempt, where strategies were developed to drive you from his life. People who had never bothered to discover the beauty of your soul, to understand the sincerity of your feelings, condemned you based on their prejudices and irrational fears. Right now in the comments, my inner light is stronger than any darkness surrounding me. This affirmation will create a protective shield around your aura and dispel the negative energies still trying to reach you. The angels revealed to me that the matriarch of the clan felt a particular threat from the independence you embodied, from the way you inspired her loved ones to pursue their personal aspirations rather than conform to the plans she had meticulously drawn since their childhood. The heavenly forces show me that the distancing began almost invisibly. Family obligations that suddenly could no longer be postponed. Ancestral traditions that demanded his respect without your participation. Private discussions after which he returned to you more distant, more preoccupied. You tried to weave connections with his family, to offer your open heart as a sign of peace and harmony. But every approach was met with facade smiles and cold embraces that hid hearts closed to your influence. Your intuition screamed that something was wrong, but your love for him pushed you to persevere, convinced that eventually you would be accepted, that love would triumph over all obstacles. The divine messengers revealed to me the tears you shed during lonely nights, questioning your supposed imperfections. What could you change to be loved by those who mattered so much to him? I sense the silent prayers you sent to heaven, begging for strength and wisdom to navigate this labyrinth of contradictory emotions and impossible expectations. Your pure soul never quite managed to grasp how loved ones supposed to celebrate someone's happiness could work so methodically to destroy it. This innocence, this inability to conceive of gratuitous malice, represents one of your greatest virtues, but it's also what kept you in that painful situation for so long. The moment of separation came, following a family ultimatum disguised as affectionate concern. He found himself cornered, forced to choose between the love he felt for you and the blood ties that had defined him since birth. The celestial energies show me that he struggled internally, torn between his heart and his roots, between the radiant future you could have built together and the secure past he had always known. In a moment of weakness, influenced by skillful emotional manipulations and years of family conditioning, he chose the path that seemed simpler, safer, abandoning the dreams you shared and leaving your heart in 1,000 pieces. The angels want you to understand with absolute certainty that none of this was your fault. There was no action you could have done differently, no improved version of yourself you could have presented that would have changed the outcome. The battle was lost before it even began, not from lack of authentic love between you, but because of the overwhelming power of deeply rooted toxic family patterns he didn't have the courage to challenge. The problem never resided in you. It was in his inability to free himself from the emotional chains that bound him to expectations that weren't his own, to dreams others had dreamed for him. Now you find yourself in a painful process of reconstruction, trying to gather the fragments of your heart and rebuild your identity far from this love you believed eternal. The divine messengers reveal to me that you still wake up thinking of him, that you unconsciously search for his face in crowds, that you carefully preserve objects that carry your shared memories. This attachment is natural. It's an integral part of the grieving process for a future that will never materialize. Write in the comments, "I now release everything that no longer serves me with love and gratitude." This declaration will allow your soul to release the energetic bonds keeping you prisoner to the past. But the angels implore you to be kind to yourself during this crossing, to honor your emotions without judgment, allowing yourself to feel the pain completely so it can eventually transform into deep wisdom. The angelic spheres reveal that this separation, however heartbreaking, actually constitutes a divine intervention to protect you from years of even more intense suffering. If this relationship had continued, you would have been constantly diminished, criticized, and isolated by that hostile family. Your light would have been progressively extinguished, your self-confidence destroyed, your essence compromised in the impossible attempt to satisfy people who had already decided to reject you. The universe loves you too deeply to allow you to lose yourself in this destructive cycle, even if currently you cannot perceive this separation as the act of cosmic love it truly represents. The angels reveal to me that while you mourn the loss of this relationship, seeds of a new beginning are already germinating in your existence. Transformation energies circle around you like an invisible dance. Personal growth opportunities present themselves disguised as daily challenges. This period of imposed solitude is, in truth, a sacred invitation to rediscover who you are outside of this relationship, to reconnect with aspirations and passions you may have abandoned while trying to make this love work. If this message resonates in your heart so far, and you feel moved to support this mission of light, click Valo Demai. This gesture of love helps keep alive this mission to bring hope to those who need it most. Infinite gratitude from my heart to yours. The angels ask you to embrace this odyssey of self-discovery with courage, allowing yourself to be curious about who you can become now that you're no longer trying to fit into molds that were never designed to contain your magnificence. The celestial energy also reveals that he is not at peace with his decision. Behind forced smiles at family gatherings, he carries a void that nothing seems to fill. He feels your absence more than he will ever admit. He questions his choice in moments of silence before sleep and frequently wonders how his life would be if he had found the courage to defend your love. But the angels are categorical. This information isn't shared to give you false hopes of reconciliation, but to help you understand that you haven't been forgotten, that the love you shared was real, even if it wasn't strong enough to overcome all obstacles. The universe has much grander plans for you, my dear soul. This pain that now seems unbearable is actually opening space in your heart for an even deeper love, more respectful, more aligned with your true essence. The angels show me a future where you'll look back and understand that this separation, was necessary to prepare you to receive the blessings you truly deserve. I see you stronger, wiser, more connected to your personal power, capable of establishing healthy boundaries and attracting relationships that celebrate you instead of diminishing you. This future isn't a distant possibility, it's a divine promise already manifesting, even if you can't yet perceive it through your tears. Right now, I open myself to receive the true love awaiting me in my destiny. This affirmation will align your energy with the loving blessings heading your way. While you navigate this healing process, the angels ask that you pay special attention to the signs being sent to guide you. Repetitive number sequences appearing at significant moments, golden feathers found in unexpected places, songs playing at exactly the right moment with lyrics that seem to speak directly to your soul. None of this is coincidence. These are tender reminders that you're never alone, that you're deeply loved by the universe, that you're guided even when the path seems dark and uncertain. The divine messengers are at your side at every step of this odyssey, celebrating every small victory, every moment you choose your own well-being, every tear that represents the liberation of energies no longer serving your evolution. The angels whisper in my ear at this precise moment that you must begin recognizing the patterns repeating in your love life. This painful separation isn't an isolated event, but part of a larger cycle you're invited to break now. Since childhood, you've learned to seek external validation, to mold yourself to match others' expectations, sacrificing precious parts of yourself in the process. This dynamic reproduced itself in your relationships, culminating in this situation where you allowed his family's opinion to have so much influence over your happiness. The divine messengers show me clearly that this is the time to awaken to your own worth, to understand that no true love will require you to diminish yourself to exist. The cosmic energies reveal something surprising about the true nature of this separation. It was orchestrated not only by family jealousy, but by divine intervention, working through these apparently negative circumstances. Your life path contains specific lessons you needed to learn, and this relationship, however beautiful it was in many aspects, was beginning to divert you from your higher purpose. The angels revealed to me dormant talents inside you, spiritual gifts that were neglected while all your energy was focused on making this relationship work. There's a special mission reserved for your soul in this incarnation, and this painful separation is, in truth, a loving redirection from the universe to put you back on track with your destiny. What you don't know yet is that behind the spiritual scenes, agreements are being concluded to bring deep healing to your wounded heart. I see providential meetings being planned with people who will bring important messages, books arriving to you at the perfect moment, prophetic dreams that will begin guiding your next steps. There's a spiritual guide about to enter your life. Someone who will recognize your dormant potential and help you awaken to your true nature. This person will appear unexpectedly, perhaps at an event you'll initially hesitate to attend. But the angels implore you to follow your intuition in the coming weeks. Just say yes to invitations you would normally refuse, because divine encounters are specially prepared to guide your healing. The heavenly messengers revealed to me a secret no one else knows. Among his family members, there was a specific person who orchestrated the entire separation. This person, driven by deep jealousy and personal insecurity, subtly manipulated the whole situation, planting seeds of doubt not only in him, but throughout the entire circle. The angels show me an older woman, possibly a mother figure or influential aunt, who saw in you a threat to the control she exercised over the family. She recognized your spiritual strength, your ability to inspire positive changes in him, and that terrified her. What she doesn't realize is that her fear-born actions have created karma that must be balanced, and that the happiness she thought she was protecting is now compromised by the negative energies she set in motion. There's an important revelation coming soon, something that will completely change your perspective on everything that happened. Write in the comments, "Truth liberates me and elevates me toward my highest destiny." This declaration will open channels for the revelation to arrive with gentleness and clarity. In about 4 months, information that was hidden will come to light, revealing aspects of the situation you could never have imagined. The angels ask that you prepare for this moment by keeping your heart open, practicing forgiveness not as a concession to those who hurt you, but as an act of liberation for your own soul. This revelation will initially be painful because it will show the depth of manipulation that took place, but ultimately it will serve as the final catalyst for your complete emotional liberation from this relationship. You'll finally understand that what seemed to be the great love of your life was, in reality, only preparation for the true soulmate heading your way. The angelic spheres show me that while you process this pain, physical transformations are occurring in your body. The sadness stored in your tissues is gradually being released, creating space for new vitality. Pay attention to vivid dreams and unusual sensations in your body in the coming weeks. These are signals of deep energetic healing happening at levels your consciousness cannot fully access. The angels recommend specific practices to help this process. Baths with sea salt at sunset, barefoot walks in nature whenever possible, and daily moments of conscious breathing focused on the center of your chest. If this message has deeply touched you so far, consider supporting this mission by clicking Valo de Mai. This gesture of love helps us continue bringing messages of light to those who need them most. It's through these small acts of support that we can keep alive this mission of collective healing. These simple practices, when performed with intention, will accelerate your emotional healing and open channels for the blessings awaiting you to finally enter your life. A surprising aspect the divine messengers reveal is that this separation isn't just about this current relationship, but is connected to karmic patterns from past lives. My dear luminous soul, the angels ask me to finish this message with a powerful truth. This separation that appears as tragedy is actually your disguised liberation. The universe has removed from your life someone who didn't have enough courage to honor the love you felt, to make room for the greater blessings already on their way. The family jealousy that destroyed your relationship was just the instrument the divine used to redirect you toward the path of light that has always been yours by divine right. Your heart is in preparation now, through this temporary pain, for a much higher and more authentic love. A love that will never need to be defended or justified, that will be celebrated by all around you. Always remember, you weren't rejected, you were redirected. You weren't abandoned, you were protected. You're not losing, you're being prepared to win at a level you never imagined possible. The angels work tirelessly behind the scenes of your life, orchestrating divine meetings, removing obstacles, and planting seeds of joy that will bloom at the perfect moment. Trust this process, even when you can't see the complete picture. The pain you feel today is only the cocoon breaking, so your wings can finally open in all their splendor. If this message has resonated in your soul, I'd love to invite you to join our spiritual community by subscribing to this channel. Every message we share is channeled with love to bring exactly what your heart needs to hear at the divine moment. Also, activate that little bell so you won't miss any of our angelic transmissions, because the guides have so much more to share with you on your transformation journey. I'd also love to invite you to share your story with our community in the comments. Tell us how this message touched you, which revelations resonated most deeply with your experience, and what you've learned about yourself listening to these words. Your testimony could be exactly what another suffering soul needs to read today to find hope again. Let this message serve as a luminous bridge toward your rebirth, and may every word spoken here continue resonating in your heart as a constant reminder of your infinite worth and the extraordinary love awaiting you. Share your energy in the comments with one of these powerful affirmations. I am worthy of true love. 777. My heart is ready for divine love. Until our next divine connection, carry this light with you wherever you go.